Attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, we have Belly Craft from City University of Seattle today, which have very good programs for MBA and MSCS. So Belly, over to you. You can start up with your presentation, and at the end of the presentation I'm going to ask you some questions from the students so that you can answer them. Okay?
Great. Thank you so much for the introduction. So yes, my name is Bailey Craft. I'm with City University of Seattle, and I'm going to talk predominantly this evening about our MBA and our Masters of Science in Computer Science programs. And then, of course, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those at the end, so please do make a note. So I am the Associate Director of Recruitment for City University of Seattle, and my main is to travel as well as do webinars and to tell students about our university. Let me just see here, get my slideshow going. Come on. There we go. So here you can see on the left-hand side is the beautiful city of Seattle. Seattle is a great place to live. I'll speak more about the city in a little bit. The picture there is our university building. Our university is about 40 years old, but our building is only 3 years old. So it's very much an urban campus. If you are things to do in Seattle, including many markets and other things as well.
Really? Sorry to interrupt you. Can you just off your video? I guess there is a network error. So your video. You can shut down your video.
Off the video? Turn the video off?
Yeah.
Yeah, turn it off.
It'll be much more clear. Yeah.
Okay. Is that better? Perfect. Okay, great. But you can still see the slides, yeah?
Right. I can see your slides.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. Sorry. So hopefully that will help. So why live in Seattle? Seattle is the second cleanest large city in the United States, as well as the fourth safest large city. As of now, especially when students are very concerned about Trump presidency and things like that, Seattle remains a very welcoming city for international students as well as international workers, because we have a lot of global companies that are housed here, including Microsoft, Amazon, Starbucks, Boeing, Expedia. So there are many different, mostly tech companies here in Seattle. It's very convenient. We have an excellent bus and light rail system, so you don't need a car unless you really would like one. And as I mentioned, it's exciting. We have 3 professional sports teams and a lot of exciting festivals and activities to do. So here you can see this is a map, an overhead map of part of downtown Seattle. So in our downtown Seattle location, we have a new campus building, so that's quite nice. It is one city block by city block. And then we recently built a residence hall. Fall 2015, we opened it. And this residence hall we share with another university, which is also in the area, Cornish College of the Arts. So we have half of the residence hall, and then the other half are their students. So it's 20 floors, and all of the building is all students. So it's very safe and brand new and beautiful. So this is 10 minutes walking from campus. You can either live here if you wish, or other students choose to get an apartment outside of campus, which is completely fine. Some students choose to live a bit further out of the downtown where it can be cheaper and then take the bus in. And we can help to give you some advice about what neighborhoods would be good to live in. So here are some pictures of our new residence hall. We have single, double, and triple rooms. And some have kitchens, some do not. You can see on the left there, we have on the 20th floor a beautiful shared space, including a shared kitchen. So if you do not have a kitchen in your room, you can use that. And then the outside of the building, as well as our patio with a magnificent view. As I mentioned, it's only a 10-minute walk from our campus in downtown Seattle. So a little bit about the university. Why City University of Seattle? Our student population, we have about 10% international students, so about 6,372 total students last year, and 650 international students. Students from over 40 countries, and about 60% are graduate students. Our class size for academic academic classes is very small. So typically it would be 30 students for academic classes. However, our MSCS classes are a lot smaller. So if you're interested in a university where you would get small class size and a lot of attention from professors, this would be a very good place for you to go. All of our faculty have advanced degrees, of course, and more than 5 years of professional experience. And one thing that sets our faculty apart is that they bring a lot of connections and practices from top Seattle companies. And so many if not all of the faculty members are working in these companies, so they bring the practices to the classroom as well as their networks. So it's really great, as I mentioned, since there are small class sizes, to be able to network with a professor and really pick their brain about the subject matters. We do have internships and a career center available. Internships are optional. Students usually do them towards the end of their degree, and we have a coordinator who can help to set you up with an internship option, and most are paid. And then for the career center, that is free and included in tuition. They put on a lot of workshops specifically for international students regarding writing a resume, American business culture, and there's workshops as well about OPT options. So it's a really great resource as the business cultures can kind of differ between country to country, and so it's a great thing to take advantage of. We do as well have a supportive English language program, so if your IELTS or TOEFL score isn't very high, or if you want to start with English classes, I'll just briefly say we do have 9 levels available. The sessions are 10 weeks per class, and the classes start every 5 weeks, so they're happening all the time, and it's a very small class size of 10 students. And I'm happy to answer more questions about the English classes if you have them. Otherwise, I'm going to focus mostly on the academic programs for the purpose of this presentation. So in terms of accreditation, it's very important, I'm sure you know, as you're researching schools in the U.S., to make sure that the school is accredited. So here you can see we have accreditation for our whole university. In the U.S., universities are accredited by region. So ours is the Northwest region, as we're in the Northwest area of the United States. So you can see our university is accredited, our business program is accredited, as well as our computer science program. So you can rest assured that your degree is accredited here in the U.S., which is a marker of quality. And as I said, we have over 40 years of experience. Our university was founded in 1973, and we're a nonprofit private university. So I'm going to start first talking a bit about Masters of Science in Computer Science. I'm going to go over the basics, but then of course if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask at the end. So here are some things that are covered generally in our Masters of Science in Computer Science program. Building networks, develop secure data systems, exploiting vulnerabilities, building and deploying databases, supporting cloud computing systems, developing mobile apps, fighting in cyber warfare exercises. So here are the basic details of the program. We're excited to announce we just started this year. We have 4 start dates. So we are on a quarter system, not a semester system. And subsequently, we're able to have 4 start dates per year. So students can start July, October, January, or April. And the application deadline is just 2 months prior to the start date. So we are still taking applications for our July intake. The deadline for that would be May 1st. Or if you're interested in going in fall 2017, the application deadline is August 1st. The emphasis area for the program is information security. At least here in Seattle, that's a very popular program right now. I should also mention just in general about the computer science program that besides Silicon Valley, Seattle is the most high-tech city in the U.S. So it's a very excellent place to study computer science as we have a multitude of opportunities for internships as well as OPT placements. In total, the program is 39 quarter credits, and it's a year and a half. So again, it's a really great deal. A lot of schools in the U.S. are 2-year programs, but ours is completed in a year and a half. And then in terms of OPT, because computer science is a STEM program, you would be eligible for up to 3 years OPT after completing the program. A lot of students have been asking me lately, of course, in the Trump presidency, if this OPT will continue or if it's going to go away. And while I can say, you know, no one can predict the future. Trump has not been talking specifically about OPT. So, and plus, in order to change the policy, it takes quite a bit of work and a long time. So I've been telling students at this point, I don't think there's any reason to worry that OPT would go away. Of course, we can't guarantee that, but we're having students start now who intend to do OPT, and I think that will be fine. So here are kind of some more of the nitty-gritty program details. The core, you can see there, 27 credits, and you can kind of see some of the topics that are covered: software engineering, managing technology projects, computer architecture, software testing, technology implementation and change. And then the depth of study sequence is 9 credits, which is 3 classes, and you can see they're pertaining to information security. And then finally, in the U.S., it used to be for master's programs that everyone would do a thesis when they were finished, but it's becoming more popular to do a capstone project, which is a practical project based on student choice. So students typically pick a topic within computer science that they're very interested in and do a practical project, and the goal would be that at the end they could put that on their resume as something practical that would attract an employer to them. So that is the structure of the program. It is beneficial if you do have an undergraduate degree in computer science, but the program director does often accept students from other disciplines as well. But something to note is that you would probably have to take a few prerequisite courses prior to entry, but that's not impossible. So I'm going to switch gears a bit here to the MBA program. We also have 4 start dates, so those same dates of July, October, January, and April. And the application deadline is just 2 months prior to the start date. And for emphasis areas, you can choose between marketing, finance, global management, or project management. For this program, it's a bit longer, 2-year program typically, unless you take more than 2 classes per quarter. And that ranges between 48 to 51 total quarter credits. And the reason for that is if you have an undergraduate degree in something other than business, you just have to take 1 additional foundation class. So that would be 51 credits. Or if you have an undergraduate degree in business, you would only take 48 total quarter credits. We also have a very special program called Assisted MBA. This is a unique program because a lot of times in the U.S., if you don't have high enough IELTS or TOEFL scores, you'll either be taking all English classes first, or if you have high enough, all MBA classes. We found a need for students who are very close. So if you're scoring 6.0 on your IELTS or 76 on your TOEFL, you can come into our Assisted MBA program. And then I'll tell you a bit more about how exactly that is structured. So here at the top, these are all the different scheduling options for MBA programs. So the first one on the left, MBA program, you can see quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3. They're taking 2 MBA classes. That would be considered full-time for graduate studies. Then the one below shows the MBA program with a foundation course. So this would say be an engineer who decides they want to go into MBA, that's fine, but they just have to take the extra MBA 11, you can see that in gray there, quarter 1, and then make up that other class further along the line, but they can still finish within 2 years. And then the Assisted MBA, since the English score is a bit low, what they do is they take the same MBA classes you can see for quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and then just take an additional English class for the first 3 quarters in addition to the MBA classes. As long as they pass the English classes, they do not have to retake a test or anything like that. They would just then continue their MBA courses and can also still finish in 2 years. So for the MBA program, you'll see the core is 36 credits. And it's basically general MBA business topics. So a little bit of law, project management, managing with technology, marketing, economics, accounting, financial management, business operations, just kind of a very good overview of business. And then you would choose an emphasis area for your final 4 classes, and you can kind of explore while you're doing the core what's most interesting to you. And then, as I mentioned, the Business Foundation, the 1 3-credit class, is just required for students without a business undergraduate degree. So in general, for our graduate requirements, we do accept either 3 or 4-year bachelor degrees, and we do not require the GRE or GMAT. And to get direct admission to our MBA or MSCS program, you would need either an 87 TOEFL or a 6.5 IELTS or a 58 PTE. For MSCS background requirements, you would need coursework in the following, or it's preferred. You can see C++, Data Management, Communications or Systems, C++ Intermediate, and Operating Systems. If you don't have this, you just need to expect that you will have to take prerequisite courses before starting the program in each of these subjects. And again, we've had students come from different disciplines and take the prerequisites and join just fine. But just know that you would have to do that. So in terms of cost, the cost per credit is $813 this year, and that is how our cost is allocated. So basically, depending on how many credits you're taking per quarter, so typically it is 6 would be full time. You would do that times $813, and that's how much it would cost. So typically, you can see the next one down. A typical cost per quarter and insurance, which is 6 credits, would be about $5,200. So in total, the program cost, this does not include insurance and books and all that, just the tuition for the 2 years for MBA turns out to be about $40,000. MSCS, because it's only a year and a half, is about $32,000. Living expenses can vary widely depending on where you're living. Seattle is an expensive city to live, but the trade-off is there are a ton of great OPT opportunities here, much more than in other cities. As well as, I think the high cost of living is also worth it as an international student, and it's a very welcoming environment, especially during these times. It's just really a great place to be with a high quality of life, as well as surrounded by beautiful nature. Sorry, one sec here, my slides, there we go. And so in terms of the application process, right now, unfortunately, we do not have an application fee waiver, but we do have scholarships available that I'll tell you about in the next couple of slides. So we would need an application fee, original and certified transcripts and diplomas. So we don't accept digital copies. You would have to mail those in. English proficiency scores, financial declaration form and bank statement, release of information form if you're working with an agent, passport copy, resume, and then if you are going into the computer science program, just a program request form showing that you have experience in those 4 areas. So here are some common applications to take. So application has to have the student information only. Students have to sign the forms themselves. Your parents, if they're going to sponsor you, do not need to complete a sponsor form. Transcripts have to show the degree and date of issue. And unfortunately, at this point, we do not accept provisional degree certificates. We do need the actual diploma, but as we have 4 entry points this year, there are a lot of entry points for you to choose from. So here are some things that we do not need. We have really made our application process pretty simplified. So these are some things that maybe you need for other schools, but we don't need. Photos, primary and secondary transcripts, letters of reference, statement of purpose, GRE, and so in conclusion, why graduate programs at a city University of Seattle? Our accredited cutting-edge programs are great. The downtown location, as I've already spoken about, is really great for finding an internship or OPT placement. We have great networking opportunities with international technology corporations like Amazon, Microsoft, Adobe, global opportunities in Seattle, individualized attention from professors who are also practitioners. And in addition, we do have a scholarship option for international students. It's between $2,000 and $5,000, and it's dependent on your GPA. So when you fill out the financial declaration form, there's just a box to check saying that you would like to apply for the scholarship, and that's it. It's pretty easy. Our registrar will take a look at your transcripts, and if your GPA is high enough, you will be automatically awarded the scholarship. So that brings me to the end of my presentation. I'll share my contact information here. I'm free to take questions now, but if you want to email me at a later date, if you think of something, please feel free to take down the contact information. So any questions? I'll open it.
Thank you so much, Belly.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
So, I have a student over here. Do you have any questions?
No, she has explained very well.
Okay. And the student is complimenting that you have explained very well. Thank you so much. Okay.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad.
Yeah. And is it an OPT program, right? For MS, you said STEM program.
Yeah.
Okay. And one more thing is you don't require a GRE or GMAT to get into MS. Is there any?
That's correct. So for both programs, we do not require GRE or GMAT. I should mention that MBA is not a STEM program. So for the MBA program, the OPT placement is for 12 months, but for computer science, the OPT placement is for 3 years.
Sure. What is your question?
So they just need the IELTS.
Yeah. Is it IELTS mandatory or if the student has a English proficiency certificate from his education, last education, that he has done his last education in English medium?
Hello, sorry, I had trouble hearing.
Sorry?
I said sorry, I had trouble hearing that.
You did not get me? Yeah. What would be the IELTS requirement? English language requirement.
Hello, sorry, I think the internet is cutting out a bit.
What would be the English requirement, English proficiency requirement, course requirement?
Yes. So for our computer science or MBA program, it would be IELTS 6.5 total band score, or let's see, IELTS that or total 87, or PTE 58. However, for our assisted MBA program, you can have a little bit lower, so IELTS 6.0 or TOEFL, let's see, 76.
Okay. So is there any waiver for IELTS or TOEFL?
There is not currently. No.
Sorry?
We do not have a waiver, no.
You don't have a waiver now. Okay. Fine. No problem.
Okay.
So any other questions? Give me a moment. I'm just checking.
Sure.
There are some questions online as well.
Okay, great.
Fine. No, it was the same question as by the other student as well for the English requirement.
Got it.
Okay. So just let us wait, like if the students have some questions more or something, so that they can go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah. Well, is there any application fee waiver for the student who is attending the fair?
At this time, we do not have an application fee waiver, but
Okay.
we
Any
do sometimes
special?
throughout the year.
Okay. Anything special for the study metro students who are attending the fair, and you're doing it from your place at the night time? Anything extra scholarship or extra benefit has been provided to any of the students?
At this point, I would say we don't have anything extra special. However, the scholarships are great because it's not just for one or two students, it's for any student who would qualify with the GPA.
Okay. One moment, please.
Yeah.
I I guess this is the question. The students are a bit feeling shy as well to ask the questions. So as you have shared your contact details and everything, if there is any questions, feel free to, you can write a mail to Belly, or you can ping her on Skype, and you have your the WhatsApp number as well.
Yeah, please feel free to contact me, even if it's this week or next week, whenever. No problem at all. I'm happy to help.
Would you like to add up anything else, Belly, for the students?
I would just encourage students. I know that there's a lot in the news right now about Trump and the presidency, and I think there's a lot of misinformation about students studying in the U.S. right now. But for us, to give an example, we started our pre-quarter today, actually, and we are up like 30% in terms of students over last year. So it's absolutely still possible to study in the U.S., and many students are doing it and doing just fine. So that's, I guess, all I would like to add.
Right. Right. There is what like every student generally ask over here, like what is the Trump impact at present?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand that.
Thank you so much, Belly.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for hosting. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.